Hello my friends, this is Andrea from Adventures and Dreams, and today I'm going to give you more details about my tent, the North Face Triarch 2. It's a 3-season tent, but I have used it in all seasons, and you will see more about that later. So, what is there to say about this tent? It's very lightweight. I'll put the numbers on the screen there. The material is very thin but durable, and it's probably one of the lightest tents. Actually, it's the lightest tent I ever had. A 2-person tent, but it's very comfortable for 1 person with gear. I think it's a little bit on the small side for 2 people, but there are places to stash your gear in, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But it's very easy to set up. So let me show you what the tent comes with first, and then how to set it up, and how to take it apart. And at the end I'll show you some clips of cool weather situations that this tent endured with me and kept me safe in. Alright, let's get started, guys. So let me show you what's included when you buy this tent. So normally this is all together. You have the tent bag that includes the poles and the stakes, but I keep it separate because of the way I carry it in my backpack. I have the bag at the bottom of my backpack squeezed in, and I take the poles and I keep them in one of the outside pockets of the backpack. So let's start with the poles first. Poles and stakes, actually. So you have the main set to assemble the tent. The spine that goes across and to each corner, and then you have the small one here that goes across the middle of the tent to kind of spread it apart. You'll see that in a moment. There are no repair sections for this tent that I know of. I don't remember taking one out for it. So if you do have to make repairs for the tent poles, you'll have to be creative. I didn't have to do that yet with this tent, but an older tent of mine, I had a pole break on me before. This guy here I found when I was camping somewhere, and it was just abandoned, so I took it with me as a spare. But the tent comes with 8 of those stack stakes. They're very lightweight stakes and super durable. I used them in the winter, in the summer. I used them all the time. They don't come with these little slings here. I attached that myself. It's a reflective line, which makes it super easy for others to see, or for yourself to see where you're stepping at night when you walk around with your headlamp. It also makes it very easy to pull them back out. Otherwise, if it's just like this, they're actually kind of hard to get out. So a little attachment like this doesn't add much weight, but a lot of convenience and security. So anyway, you have 8 of them. 4 go to the corners, 2 go to the vestibules, and then 2 extras for the guylines. And here I have the footprint. It comes with the footprint, so that's pretty awesome. It fits exactly the size of the tent, but not the vestibules. And you have the tent itself and the rainfly. And that's everything it comes with. The footprint, the tent, the rainfly, poles, and 8 stakes. So let me show you how to put this together. Of course, before you set up your tent, make sure the ground that you're going to set it on is pretty even, and it doesn't have any rocks and things that might damage the tent. Anything uncomfortable like pine cones You just clear off first. This side is pretty good. Then I get my footprint. And then I unroll my tent on it. Next come the poles. So we start with the big set first, of course. That's the main structure of the tent. This tent is over 2 years old and the bungee cord inside is pretty weak now, so you will see as I put this together how the bungee kind of comes loose. And admittedly, because all of these are together like that, it's sometimes a little tricky to put them all in order. Mosquitoes. So yeah, this doesn't look very graceful, and when I first bought the tent they snapped together really well, but now because of the bungee cord they no longer do that. Make sure the segments are all the way in to prevent damage. So now we'll start with the corners. We'll put all of them into the corner, starting with one side. And we'll put it through the tent and through the footprint loop there. The second one is always a little bit harder, but not very bad. You just very gently bend it and hold the corners here in the tent corner and the footprint corner. You gently bend it and put it into each one of the loops there. The same on the other side. Through both. Hold the corners and gently bend it and feed it in. And you see how down there it all came apart again, the whole pole. That's because of the bungee cord. When I first got the tent it didn't do that at all. Everything was very tight. But now, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, you just have to put them back together, make sure all the segments are together. And now we attach this little loop onto this end. So we just gently push it down and clip it like this on both sides. And now we just clip the inner tent to the poles. I usually start with the middle and then work my way out. They just simply clip to the pole. Remember the small pole from earlier? So that comes across here. That's the easy part. So we just clip that on the side here. Same way. I usually walk around. And clip the other side. So that's the inner tent all set up. And you can sleep just like this. And it's really cool because you can see the stars and everything I just did this a few weeks back when camping up on a ridge in the Adirondack Mountains, and it was just gorgeous. So this is an all mesh tent, as you can see. It's got dark and light patterns, but it's all mesh. And on the website they said that this is for privacy reasons, to help with privacy, but let's be honest, guys. This is a mesh tent. There's no privacy in a mesh tent. One thing I want to point out is how the bottom there kind of spreads to the outside and not inward like most tents do. So the tent just kind of has this shape to give you more room inside because of the way the pole is attached there. It does that on both sides. You see the angle there? So when you're inside the tent, butterfly. So when you're inside the tent, this actually gives you a lot extra space. Foot space and head space, and when you blow up the mattress, for instance, it gives you more space to kind of move around. So I'm really liking this. And it's the same material as the bathtub of the tent, basically the waterproof part here. And because of the pole that goes across the center there, the sides are pretty straight. So when you're inside, it feels very big too. It feels like you really don't bump into any tent sides because of this bottom here and because of the sides going straight. So they minimized the size of the footprint itself, but they still made it feel very big inside because of these features. I love that. So when we look inside, we have some big side pockets right there. We have a big gear loft, and we have the same big pockets on the other side. So I usually put my bags, from the sleeping bag, from the mattress and everything else. I put those in the sleeves, some spare clothes. You have those little hooks there, the little yellow loops. They're on all the corners in the center. The center one I use for my tent lamp, and the others I actually use to put a line in here. So I just have these super lightweight clips that close on both sides. The very thin line here. And I have 3 points where I always clip them into. Which is hard one-handed. This one. The other one goes right there. And there it is. 3 points. And I hung my towel here. I had to wring it out many times already. When you come from a trip with a lot of rain and fog and drizzle, your tent looks like this. I just wanted to show you guys my laundry line, I guess I could call it. I showed you how I installed it, but now you see it in full use. I'm so happy to have that thing. So the tent has 2 doors, one on each side, and you see the little toggles there. You can roll it up and leave the door open, which of course in this weather I don't want to do because of the mosquitoes. And very, very thin but durable zippers here. Everything is designed to be very lightweight. This material here feels very light. Of course the mesh does. But it doesn't feel like it could break. It's very well designed. Yeah, those hooks here that just clip in. They work surprisingly well. It's a nice design. So if you have nice weather and you don't worry about the rain, you can just leave it this way and sleep very ventilated and comfortable. It's very cool. But let's get started on the rainfly. All the corners of the tent are yellow except one right there. And this is to line up the rainfly properly so that the doors line up as well. Otherwise they'll be reversed and it would be hard to get in and out of. So I have this all rolled up funny, and I will show you in a moment why. This tag goes onto the pole. And down there we have that same red strap from the tent there. That's where the corner has to go. But let me show you how funny I do this. It's kind of a method I developed years ago and I just stuck with it. So this is the rainfly all rolled up, and I showed you the Velcro and the red corner there. So I put the Velcro above this part here. It doesn't go below, then it won't fit on the other side, so it has to go above the T part here. Put it there. And you just have those same loops here, the same openings, and the pole just goes into it, of course. So now check this out. If you're not sure if it's going to rain or not, you can just leave the rainfly like this, ready to go. And if you hear it raining at night and if it starts drizzling, you jump out of the tent and you unfold the rainfly all the way. So that's how I do this. I attach it like this, and if I need to, or just in general, I start unrolling it. Takes a little bit longer than when you do it, when you just drape it over. But then I have hooks here that go into the side poles. This method of putting the rainfly on the tent actually came from years ago from my very first North Face tent. It was a lot heavier, it was much sturdier than this one actually, believe it or not. But it had a lot of Velcro tabs that I had to fasten the rainfly onto the pole system below it. It had continuous pole sleeves, and on each of those pole sleeves it had Velcro straps that I needed to attach. And the only good way to do this was to actually roll it the way I just showed you, because otherwise you will crawl under the tent, under the rainfly, and try to attach them afterward. And so I just continued doing it with my other tents as well, and it just became a very easy method to always have the right corner on the right side. This works super well if you have a tent where things need to align a certain way and you don't want to try to mess with it at night when you arrive somewhere late at camp. You can just do it and like half sleep and it will always work the same way. So I'm really liking this method. I'm going to stick with it, even though it takes a little bit longer to set up. Let's do the stakes first and then we'll tighten everything down. So keep in mind, if you set up this tent when it's very windy, you do the stakes before you even put the inner tent up. You just lay it down, you put 2 stakes in that are facing the wind on the footprint and on the inner tent, and then put the other corner just loosely in, and then you can start all the assembly as I just showed you. But there's no wind here, and so I usually do it at the end. Make sure first that the tent is where you want it before you stake it down. There. I like this better. There was a rock right there where I needed to put a stake. And I know people say not to use your foot to put the stake down, to push it in, but these are so durable that I really don't have to worry about it. So I start in the corner and then I kind of go in a diagonal to the other corner to straighten it out that way. This one doesn't go very far, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to force it. And this guy. Now I tighten the corners before I do the vestibules. Just pull the straps. Just hold it and then pull. Not too tight. And then I just do the vestibules at the end. Nice and tight. You can actually tighten them here with a really nifty innovation that I absolutely love. I love this little tab here. I've never seen it on any other tent before, and it comes in super handy when it starts raining or when it's foggy and the rainfly starts kind of sagging. You just pull these tight again and it's fine. Or you lift the tab here to loosen it. It's super cool. So this is the entire tent now, all put together with the rainfly. It's really a cool shape. One thing you have to make sure of is when you set it up that this here is over the pole right there. I can't actually do it, but if it's above there, there's mosquito netting. You know, it's just a screen basically in here. And if it rains, you will get rain right in here. So you have to make sure this part is always pulled over the pole here. See what I mean? So now if it rains, it would actually get in here. So I have to make sure to pull it over like this, and now it's okay. So this is the vestibule, and it's very big. The footprint doesn't reach to it. It's just underneath the tent, as I mentioned before. But you can put a lot of stuff in these vestibules. The backpack, maybe your chair kit, of course the shoes before you get into the tent. Everything stays pretty dry there, as long as there's no rain coming in from the side. Yeah, and it has it on both sides. So one side here. And the other side. So that's it for the assembly part of the tent. I think I showed you everything that I normally do. Yeah, the footprint, then the inner tent, and be careful with the poles because of the way they're constructed as one big kind of I shape, I guess. One long center and the two side crossbars, then the one on the top, and then you just roll the rainfly over it, or if you don't want to do the rolling method like I do, just drape it over and just make sure that the red strap aligns properly with the inner tent.